Hello, and welcome
Hello.
to the Rockies Hockey Podcast. But this isn't a podcast. I'm RT here. We're going to be doing the playoff bracket, as I mentioned earlier. I have to do this. I thought this would be better as a separate video, and that's what we're going to do. But I'm not alone here. I have a friend along with me. This is SW, first guest we've had on the channel. So, to give him a warm welcome. SW, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm SW. I'm RT's friend. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm new here, so hopefully you enjoy me. And let's get started with the bracket.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing SW's bracket first. We're just going to kind of like show him do this stuff. He's going to share a little bit of his thoughts on the decisions he's making. Afterwards, I'll do my bracket. We'll see it to look, and then we'll start discussing each of the series in a little bit more detail and just both of our reasoning, I guess the reasoning we both had behind our decisions of who to pick as the series winner and see who wins the cup for both of us. But we'll see what happens. So here's SW's bracket. We're going to start with the Western Conference, and we'll just sort of do series by series. So first of all, Colorado, Nashville, who wins?
I think Colorado, no question here.
Colorado, okay.
Colorado, it's pretty obvious. They're a lot better of a team. And they finished second in the league. They finished first in the West. It's pretty obvious they're going to win the series. Nashville has no chance.
In how many games?
I think this would be a sweep.
Those are just the comparison.
The leading. This doesn't really matter. 199 points to 97. That's a lot.
Yeah,
big difference. So.
Oh, okay.
And then it's Minnesota and St. Louis. I think Minnesota has the edge here in 7.
Okay.
It's gonna be really close, physical series. Minnesota's gonna win.
Okay.
St. Louis, because the goaltending is pretty undecided here.
Okay.
And that's the main concern for them. I think St. Louis and Minnesota's a better well-built team. Now, Calgary and Dallas. I'm also a Flames fan, just like RT. And I think the Flames are going to win this. Dallas, pretty much no chance. They played pretty crappy this year. They had 96 points. That isn't the best.
Wait, okay. I'm looking at your screen as you're doing this. Can you not? Wait,
no,
close the matchup analysis. At the end. Can you not? Oh,
no,
okay.
It happens at the end.
Can you okay, never mind. I thought you could choose the games. Okay, never mind.
And then we have Edmonton and LA. Edmonton, obviously I hate Edmonton. I despise them deeply. But I think they'll win the series.
Okay.
Now the
number of games. Okay, so now it shows up.
Colorado's gonna win 5. Nashville, maybe they'll fight back a little bit.
Okay.
7-game series between St. Louis and Minnesota. Calgary will beat Dallas in 5.
Okay.
Edmonton will win in 7.
Okay.
Kings are a very powerful team. They're not very powerful. They're a young team, and they're gonna fight
I would say like
back.
a playoff team, right? They're built for the playoffs, so.
But they're a young upstart team, so they're gonna have a little bit of jump. Florida, no question.
Against Washington. You just like quickly jumped from the Calgary Edmonton thing, just like, okay, no, Florida wins.
Yeah.
Beats Washington. How many games are you predicting that, though?
4.
Oh, sweet.
I watched the series
Wait, is Ovechkin gonna be in?
He's injured.
He's gonna be out for the entire... Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. That's fair.
Washington, they had no jump. Last year, I watched them in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, they're an old team. They're an old team.
Florida is obviously gonna win this. I'm not... It's kind of obvious. They're gonna sweep them. Toronto and Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
Tampa Bay's gonna win this.
Okay.
2-time Stanley Cup champions. They have a lot more confidence. Toronto, they're a really good team. They have lots of skill, but they're not a really, really good team.
Yeah. For sure.
Carolina, Boston.
I think it's just a curse, honestly, with Toronto.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick Carolina.
Okay.
Boston just don't have the skill level here. They're an older team. A lot of people think they're gonna play well this year, but I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
Carolina, they're a proven team. They've played in the playoffs, but they're not as good a team that they can contend for the cup this year. Now, New York and Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's going to win this one. Finally. Okay. Florida is going to come up with a sweep against Washington. Toronto and Tampa. Tampa's going to win in 7 games.
Okay.
Carolina's going to win in 7 games, too. Boston's going to push back quite a lot. And Pittsburgh is going to win 6.
Okay.
Pittsburgh, they have a lot more jump. They're a veteran team. Okay. I don't think New York is ready for the playoffs yet.
That's definitely fair. And
now let's go to the second round. Minnesota and Colorado. Colorado's going to win this one.
Okay.
They're more skilled. This year it's cup or bust for them. And they're going to do it. Minnesota, condition on the contract on the Fleury trade won't go through. They'll only pay a second. Calgary and Edmonton. The Battle of Alberta in the second round.
BOA.
It's going to be very fun.
Okay. Yep.
A good series. Calgary's going to win. Simple.
Okay, how many games, though?
It comes at the end. It's going to come later. I think Calgary's going to win in 7. Florida and Tampa, the Battle of Florida. Florida has the edge here. no question.
Right.
Tampa Bay is old. They're tired. They're worn down. But Florida in general, Florida is a better team. They're built for this cup run, and they won the President's Trophy,
Right.
which is a big factor in this. Carolina and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is come on top. Pittsburgh is a veteran team. Carolina, once again, they're not ready to jump out of the second round. They need a little bit more experience on the roster, a little bit more depth.
That's fair. That's pretty fair.
And now we have Florida, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Florida, Pittsburgh, Colorado, Calgary. Do Colorado, Calgary first, because I'm most curious about that one.
I think Colorado's gonna win.
Okay, how many?
I'm a Flames fan. I love the Flames, but Colorado's way more.
You just like harshly put that. Just harshly click the Colorado.
They're a way better team.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
We won a game against them. We played passably against them this year, but we're not that good of a team.
Yeah.
Then we have Florida and Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Florida won the President's Trophy. Pittsburgh is that great of a team. Pittsburgh, they had some jump. I think this is their last run before the core really breaks up and they're going to rebuild. So, Florida wins.
Okay.
A rematch of the 1996 Stanley Cup Finals.
Nice. And so now who wins it?
Florida.
I guess it's fair. You just don't want to put Colorado as a Stanley Cup champion.
No, Florida in 7. Florida, they're so built for this run. They're built for this.
Okay.
They're built for this. They're completely ready for this. Florida's going to win the Stanley Cup. Your Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, in 7. It's going to be a close series, but the Panthers will win. For goals, I guess it'll be... Both are high-scoring teams. They're going to go to 7 games. I feel like they're going to be...
How many games?
7 or 8 goals per game. I'll say it's
7 or 8 per game.
It's gonna be pretty high.
But it's Kemper versus Bobrovsky.
Yeah, both of these kind of suck.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that they were pretty good, but okay, fair.
And the tiebreaker, 45 goals, I think. And Florida will be the Stanley Cup champions. Calgary is going to lose in 7 to Colorado, unfortunately. And, Florida will win the Stanley Cup.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it. Those are my predictions. SW's predictions for the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Okay.
Those are saying my picks.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, so time for my bracket here. So we have it all opened. So we'll get to my thoughts. Let's start with the Colorado-Nashville series. Okay. Colorado-Nashville, there's no question that Colorado's going to win this. I'm going to say it's going to be Colorado in 5. And that's with the hope that Riddick sort of finds that spark. Especially, I think that's going to be the biggest thing for for Nashville going into the playoffs. And I think that Josi, Duchesne, Forsberg, will be able to take a game back here. We'll be able to get a game, but again, it's not going to be much of a fight. Colorado's going to dominate this series. Let's get to Minnesota, St. Louis. So this one, I see a lot of people picking Minnesota in this one. I'm going to pick St. Louis. And that's just because I think for St. Louis is that they're the more complete team compared to Minnesota. I think St. Louis has a lot. I mean, look, they both are really solid built for the playoff type teams. But I think St. Louis is just more built for the playoffs. They have experience down that lineup. They have so many good players that are going to carry the offense. They have goaltending if they play Husso. Who knows, maybe Bennington's kind of back at it. I'm going to pick St. Louis to take Minnesota, but it's going to be in a 7-game series. Because again, I think this is a pretty big toss-up of a series. I'm going to say it's going to be St. Louis. Calgary, Dallas. And I did talk about this on the podcast earlier that I just released, put out earlier today. And I put Calgary in 5. Talked about that a lot more there, and not going to talk about too much here, but yeah, Calgary's a pretty solid team. If the Flames just bring their fire to the playoffs, what they've been doing all year, or at least all the stuff they've been doing right all year, I think they can take the series into 4. But I know that Dallas is going to have that pushback. There's no question about it. And Calgary, we're not going to play the perfectest game. Most perfect game, I guess. And it's going to be in 5. Edmonton, LA. This is the one I've had to think about the most. I'm going to take a look at some of the stats here. Right, points, Edmonton finished ahead of LA, but you got goals per game, goals against. So you can definitely see that Edmonton allows the more goals. Power play. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna take a look at that. Okay, if you asked me who would win Edmonton LA like 2 weeks ago, I would have said LA. Just because I think they have the better goaltending. I think they have the better playoff type structure. They have a more balanced lineup. Not necessarily a better or more skilled lineup, but a more balanced lineup. They can play a playoff. They've played, I would say, a more playoff style game than Edmonton has this year, and you can definitely see that in the how their team's built and the way they've played. And I would have picked LA. But to see how red hot Edmonton's been the last 2 weeks, they've like McDavid, Draisaitl, they were rested last game of the regular season, I believe, but they're going to play really, really well in this series. There's no doubt about it. They're going to be red hot, and I think the LA Kings are going to do everything in their power to try to shut them down. But still, I'm going to say it's going to be Edmonton in 7. So let's get to it. Colorado, Nashville, that's going to be 5 for the Avalanche. Minnesota Wild, 7 in favor of the Blues. Calgary, Dallas, 5 in favor of the Flames. And Edmonton, LA, is going to be 7 in favor of the Oilers. So put that in. Let's head to the Eastern Conference. Florida, Washington. I originally didn't know that Ovi was going to be out, but now that hearing that he is going to be out, I'm going to put Florida there. I'm still going to think about how many games that would be, but I'm going to say it's going to be in 5, because Washington still has a bit of a team in place. No, I'm going to say in 4. I think Florida does sweep, because if they took the Caps with Ovechkin 5 to lose to the Boston Bruins, if they were able to win a single game without Ovechkin against a much stronger team, I think they get swept. Washington's kind of getting to the end of, I think, all their runs, kind of just their dynasty-ishness, I suppose. Okay, Toronto, Tampa. This one is no question for me. This is, in my opinion, a battle of Vasilevsky versus Matthews, right? It's going to be Vasilevsky who outshines the other, because, you've got a goal scorer versus one of the best goaltenders in the league. And I think, let's say that kind of plays itself out, right? Matthews versus Vasilevsky. You take those two out of their respective teams' equation. I think Tampa has the far better team between the two. I'm going to say Tampa in 6 for this one. Obviously, Matthews, he's shown his power that he can still, he can score at any goalies. Did he have that hat trick against Tampa this year? 6-2 win or something? Yeah,
I think so. I'm not sure, though.
I mean, he probably knows more than me. I kind of focus only on the Flames. But I'm going to say, yeah, Toronto's going to get 2 back, but it's Tampa in 6. Carolina and Boston. Okay, this one I have to think about, because Boston's the more experienced team, but Carolina, I find, was more experienced team. Carolina is definitely the more skilled team and the better team. I'm going to have to look at the head-to-head. Okay. See, obviously, looking at these numbers, you can tell that Carolina is the better team for sure between these two. You just look at the penalty kill. Look at the penalty kill. Look at the power play. The comparison just pretty crazy. But there's just a part of me that makes me feel like Carolina's kind of gone cold after the trade deadline. They haven't been a dominant force like they were throughout most of the year. They just haven't been there completely. What do you think?
I said Boston to win the series.
Yeah.
No, I said Carolina.
Yeah, you said Carolina to win the series. Oh my god, this is a bit of a tough. I'm gonna say Carolina in 7 for this one. But yeah. And then the Rangers and the Penguins. Okay. Okay. Originally, I would have said, before the trade deadline, probably I would have said this was a Pittsburgh series. But the Rangers look so good. With Kopp and Vetrano and everyone. They've got such a good lineup. Right? Up and down. I mean, they've got Shesterkin. They win the goalie battle. I think they win the offensive battle as well. Maybe they lose the defensive battle because of Letang. There. I mean, look, I like the Pens. I have a soft spot for the Pens. But I'm going to say... Yeah, you want to say something?
I think Adam Fox on the Rangers.
Oh, okay, well, that's a
Pittsburgh,
good point.
I have Raquel on the deadline.
Sorry?
They're at Pittsburgh.
Added Raquel.
Yeah.
But, like, the Rangers did a lot more. I mean, okay, I think is defense their only weakness?
They're Fox, though. And Trouba.
Fox, Trouba. They have Braun, who they got at the deadline. Who else do they have on that team?
One.
Wait,
no other
I'm going to check on my phone, because this is something that I need to know. I need to look at the Rangers lineup, because now I legit think, what? I'm a little bit confused. I'm a little, like, just a tad bit, maybe thrown off the edge. So, Rangers, because I think, I'm going to have to look at their lineups. Yeah, okay, there it is. So, okay, Rangers. I'm just looking at their lineup. I mean, okay, yeah. My brother my friend Broski here just found me the lineup I couldn't find on my phone. Okay, so defense, they've got Braun, Fox, Hajic or Hayek. Hope I'm saying that right. And Lundqvist. Keandre Miller, right? Patrick Nemeth, M. Robertson, Schneider, Tenorti. Okay. But the point here is Fox, Trouba, and then who else? Not anyone that dominant. Like you, I'm going to take a look at Pittsburgh, because that's what I need to see as well. Because I think... Because, I mean, they don't have anything else other than those two guys at the back end. Offensively, there's no question in my mind that New York's the better team. Okay, so defense, they've got Nathan Bullough, who they're saying is injured. Dumoulin, Letang, obviously, Marino, Matheson, Peters. So these guys have a pretty solid defense group. But I'm still going to put the Rangers in Pens Rangers, because for me, this is going to be Rangers for sure. Okay, so Panthers, Caps. Panthers in 4. Leafs, Lightning in 6. Carolina, Boston, 7 for Carolina. Rangers, Pens. Oh, I didn't even think of this one. Oh, this is... Oof. Can I see I can find the season series between these two teams as well. Because I need to see that. I do definitely need to see that. Yeah. Okay, so they played 4. So Rangers won 3 of them. That too pretty decisively. Okay. I'm going to say this is going to be Rangers in 6. And this is kind of triggering us. I'll put you back here because he picked the Pens to win this, and I'm kind of being a little bit overconfident in this pick. But, okay. Colorado, St. Louis. Who wins this series? Colorado, I'm going to say in 7. Because St. Louis is... No, Colorado in maybe even 6. I'm going to go ahead and say... And that's because I think St. Louis is going to have a lot of fight in them. Because they had maybe a little bit of an off year last year. They're right back at it this year. And they got swept by the Avs. They got swept. And they didn't like that. And they're going to have a lot of fire in them. I mean, they beat the Wild. They're going to be in the second round here against the Avs. Bit of a rematch. I'm going to say that Colorado wins this in 6, though. St. Louis is going to fight really, really hard. Calgary, Edmonton. This is going to be Calgary. And I'm going to say, please don't hate on me, Oilers fans. Calgary in 5. And that's very, very bold, considering the fact that I'm, like, very bold. And I was going to say 6. Not going to lie. But I'm going to say 5. Because, look, and I'm going to try not to talk too much, but I'm probably going to talk a lot right now. Between Calgary and Edmonton, this is the season series. First 2 games were in Edmonton. Flames lost them 5-2 and then 5-3, respectively. And the next 2 were at home. Calgary won 3-1 and then 9-5. That was an insane game. And they're like, well, look at the head-to-head matchup. It's pretty much evenly matched. And yeah, I agree with that. While I do agree with that, it's that Calgary really found their form in the second half of the year. Calgary didn't have much of that, maybe didn't have as much form in the first 2 games against Edmonton, but they had it in their next 2 games. And they outplayed the Edmonton Oilers like hell. outscore them like crazy. In that 9-5 win, all 9 Flames goals were even strength goals. The Oilers, the only thing the Oilers have over the Flames is the power play. They have McDavid, Draisaitl, but I think if the Flames just play that structure deep, their structure will grind and beat out McDavid and Draisaitl in the competition. I think they can get one game, probably at home, but this is going to be Calgary in 5 for me. Bold, I know, but Calgary in 5. And then Colorado and Calgary in the conference finals. There's a part of me. Oh no, I forgot to do it. Sorry, my bad. I forgot to do the East. That's the tough one I have to think about that one. Florida, Tampa. It's gonna go to 7. That's my first thought to come in. That comes to mind. I mean, it's just crazy that Florida's just the better team here. But I'm gonna say it's gonna be Tampa who beats Florida. And I say this because, Tampa's a more playoff team. They're the more experienced team. Florida's everything they want, but they're a regular season electric team. How will that fare in the playoffs? Pretty well, if you ask me. But against a team like Tampa, who is a seasoned playoff team, Tampa in 7.
Interesting choice.
Why?
Because I chose Florida to win the cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that in the second round. Tampa makes it, and then Carolina, New York. Another interesting matchup. Like the Rangers, they beat the Pens in 6, and then Carolina beats Boston in 7. Oh man, this is another tough one for me. But like, look again. If this came to I was saying this, I think in the trade deadline video, even the podcast. Sorry. And I talked about who looks like the biggest competitors out of the East. I said Tampa, Carolina, and Florida. Obviously, Florida. Tampa Bay, you can't choose. You can only choose one or the other. So I chose Tampa. And there's Carolina. But now that I look at it, how good has Carolina been to finish the year? Is what I really want to know. Just so you can see the stats and stuff. Okay, so Carolina. Well, so let's go back. I'm just gonna look at. So the trade deadline was 21st. Okay. So, okay, they've been okay. Well, I mean, they finished the year with a 6-game winning streak. It's not bad. Not bad. They've had form. They've definitely had some form. I'm going to go ahead and put Carolina in 6 for this one. Just because I think they're the better team. And the Rangers are going to play, but they need that little bit more experience, I think, to be able to face Carolina. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So then, let's go back to the East. Colorado, Calgary. Oh, a tough one. Look, I think Calgary's a great hockey team, and I'm seeing everywhere they're putting Calgary as literally the cup champions. And there's a little bit of me that's like, hey, nice, my squad. People are recognizing the squad. I think there's also a part of me that's like, are you serious? You think Calgary's gonna win the Stanley Cup? This team who can barely put together a single win in the last week of the regular season is my complaints against the Calgary Flames. You think this is unrealistic?
Yeah. The Flames played pretty well at the end.
I mean, look, they were 10-2-2 to finish the year? Shambolic. Horrible. To me, this 10-2-2, I'm getting laughed at, literally feels more like 7-6-2. Or 7-5-3. Just because, I don't know, probably in my mind I'm over-exaggerating, but I'm going to say this is going to be Colorado, and it hurts a little bit to say that, say that my Flames are going to lose, but it's going to be Colorado in 7, there's no question about it. They're just such a good team, and they want to win the Cup this year. Yeah. Colorado makes the finals. And then Tampa, Carolina. Carolina's good, but Tampa is just some other force to be reckoned with, especially considering how good they are in the playoffs. I've said this a lot. They're going to make the finals for the 3rd time in a row. And this time, they're going to face an actual contender for the first time in the last 3 years in the finals. So, and Colorado, Tampa, this is going to be another hit. And by the way, I'm going to see Tampa, Carolina. I'm going to see that goes 7. Because the East is so good. 7 games in almost all of them. They're either all of them. I think are either 6 or 7. So Tampa, Colorado. Like, come on, people. This is a pretty big toss-up. It's gonna go to 7. I'm gonna say Colorado wins the cup. Boo! I hate the Avs. So, yeah. And so the final 6, I'm gonna say this goes to 7. Like 7 games, right? Doing some mental math. Let's say 39 goals. Or no, that's a little less. I do agree. I'm gonna say 42 goals. And yeah, submit that. So there it is. Oh, this just came in here. Yeah. So that's that for the playoff brackets. What do you all think? Do you have anything to say? So yeah, that's it. Do you want to do a little bit of a comparison between the brackets? I think we should probably do a little bit of like a back and forth comparison between the two brackets there. Is there a certain place I can just like find them? Trust me, I'm trying to look for some tech. Okay, yeah. So yeah, let's just talk about them. What do you think?
I'm surprised you put Carolina going all the way to the conference finals.
Carolina? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they're ready for a run.
Okay.
Right now, in the moment.
Why? Why? Because
they're a really young team. They don't have much experience.
what? Like, okay, no, I do want to hear your opinion. Please tell me.
They have Jordan Staal for a little bit of experience. He doesn't have much playoff experience, not as much as most players have. I don't think he was there for the 2006 Cup run that the Carolina Hurricanes did have. Pretty much there's no one else. Freddie Anderson, he's injured.
Right.
They're playing Antti Ranta, which is obviously he played for the Coyotes. He's not the greatest goalie for sure.
Well, okay. No, but they have Freddie Anderson.
Yeah, Freddie Anderson. No, he's injured.
When did he get injured? Have I just been like focused only on the Flames to not know all of this happening?
You're like only focused on the Flames. You're like people in North Korea. You can only see one thing.
Oh, that's lethal. Emotional damage.
Okay,
man.
Yeah. Personally, I think Carolina isn't the greatest team.
Wow.
They can make the second round. They did that last year too, but they're not at that level.
I mean, they don't have that stiff of a competition. They've got Boston and New York.
New York is a pretty good team. They're a lot better structured. Like they had Gerard Gallant.
That's why I said they beat Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And you just like gave me this look like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You're gonna make our golden Canadian boy Crosby lose? Give me that look. I mean, I know, I get it. Like, I do see I do get it. Like, I'm probably not correct about this, and I do see there's complete reason that other people think opposite about what I've said. Like, I can totally see the reasons behind why people would think, I completely see why the reasons behind thinking that Pittsburgh would win, or the reasons behind why the Wild would beat the Blues. I get it. This is just my thoughts, and I do see the point. That's why I'm a little bit, on the fence. But yeah. Like, I could easily see those series going either way. But yeah.
What do you find surprising about my bracket?
I mean, you kind of did everything, which makes sense to me. Wait, so Florida, you said Florida beats Tampa in the conference final, in the second round?
Yes.
That's a bit surprising, man. Because, I mean, Florida's a regular season team. Name one guy they have that's going to be, like, a solid playoff type player.
They have Patrick Hornquist.
But he's old. Is he gonna score like 20 goals in the playoffs?
They have Jumbo Joe.
Is he gonna score 20 goals in the playoffs?
No, he's the physical player. He's the veteran presence helping them in the playoffs. They have Hornquist, Jumbo Joe.
Okay, those guys. How many goals do they have this year? Is what I want to see.
It's not about the offense. The offense, you're gonna get the offense from Huberto, Barkov.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the playoff grit, like playing those 20+ minutes a game to bring that playoff level.
That's Jumbo Joe, Hornquist.
They're going to play 20 minutes a game?
No. But they'll be the gritty team. Then there's Claude Giroux. He has some grittiness.
Okay, that's one. That's a pretty good one. I do want to see some of the numbers here, though. For these guys, look. Joe Thorne had 5 goals. Who is Maxim Mamim? Okay, I read the Maxim. Who's Maxim?
But the thing is, they have.
Where's
they don't
Hornquist?
have-
Hornquist had 11 goals. Combined for 16 goals.
Wait, I just want to check. Is Ekblad injured?
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. So.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's injured.
If only I had known that. Well, I mean, they would have still beat the hell out of Washington.
Yeah,
So
I still think they'll win the cup, even if Ekblad's injured.
even if Ekblad's injured.
They added
Well, I mean, I don't
Shaw.
know whenever it depends on
They
when he
have
comes
Brendan
back.
Montour, who's a bit of a physical guy.
Okay.
Jumbo Joe. So Jumbo Joe, they added Reinhardt in the offseason. They have Lombard.
Reinhardt hasn't played a single career game in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's fair. They have Duclair, who's a bit of
I was reading this one stat on Twitter.
Yes.
I was reading this one number on Twitter. Since 1979, there's of all the players that went first or second overall. I think 1970 something, but all the players who went first and second overall from that year up till today. Only 4 of them haven't played a single playoff game. You know what the names are? Okay, Reinhardt's one of them. He's about to leave the list now. There's Eichel, who's gonna stay there for one more year, and he's there with Nail Yakupov and Patrick Stefan, the 2 biggest draft busts in NHL history. So I mean, look, come on. You know,
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out
They
there. Since
also
that
have
is an
Robert
interesting
Hagg,
one.
who's a physical. The Radko Gudas. Massive.
Radko Gudas, that's gonna be a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lombard.
I agree.
He's a physical guy. The offense is going to come from
Lombard's
Barkov.
pretty gritty.
Yeah, the offense is going to come from Barkov, Huberdeau.
Yeah.
And the main Duclair, Claude Giroux.
Okay.
And then they're going to get some grittiness from Thornton,
From those guys.
Verhey, Gudas,
Okay.
Keg, and...
I mean, look, I see your point. I definitely see your point, okay? My argument with Tampa would be that they're the same, except all of those offensive guys. Who's the Huberto in, like, Tampa, for example? Tell me.
No one.
Like, no, like a Huber type of player. Like, who's...
Stamkos, I guess.
Stamkos, maybe.
Yeah.
No, Stamkos is kind of like Barkov, right? Because he's a goal scorer.
No, Stamkos, he had 100 points this year. He's
Okay, well, that doesn't matter. Okay, so there's Stamkos. There's Point Kucherov, right? Even guys like Chiarelli, Killorn, who is that the pretty much their top 6
Yeah.
forward group, more or less.
Another
Give or
part
take
of
a couple guys here and
Another
there.
part of my thinking was the bottom 6 is all...
Can I just finish my point?
Yeah.
So my point is that they have the players of the caliber, of an equal caliber, to Florida. But all of those top offensive players have playoff experience. Tons of playoff experience. They know what the playoffs are like more than any of those guys. Right? It's pretty much playoff experience up and down the lineup. They also have Corey Perry in there. Right? I mean, you guys have guys like Jumbo Joe. They also have guys like Jumbo Joe. Who else do they have?
Jumbo Joe's on Florida.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Florida.
Yeah.
They've got Jumbo Joe and Hornquist do a lot of the veteran experience. They've got Corey Perry to combat to that.
Corey Perry.
They've got Pat Maroon, 3-time Cup champion, to compete to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you think?
Well, we'll see. What happens in the playoffs?
So who was injured again? Barkov or Ekblad?
Ekblad.
So their defense. The guy who stole the Calder from Johnny. That's how I remember Ekblad. Every time I think Ekblad, I think the guy who stole the Calder from Johnny.
Well,
Him and Mark Stone.
all right. Let's see what happens in the playoffs.
Wait, no. One more series I wanted to ask
What?
you about. St. Louis versus Minnesota. I
Yeah.
need to know your thinking. Why Minnesota? Because I see everywhere it's Minnesota. I mean, to me this is St. Louis, but
Minnesota, they have Kaprizov. He's absolute beast on the
Okay.
ice.
right.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
They're a more gritty team. St. Louis, they're like their core. It's Caillou and Thomas. Those guys are young guys. They're not really prepared for the playoffs.
Okay. Wait, no, I'm just gonna check on my phone to
Then
see
you
who all
see,
their goal scorers were. 'cause I
It's
wanna review
Tarasenko, Tarasenko, but he's just not the level he used to be.
it. Right.
Minnesota, they have a prime Kaprizov.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of his line mates, like Fiala, Hartman, Zuccarello, and a bunch of other guys that kind of they're not the most skilled guys, but they complement the whole rest of the team very well. On the deadline, they acquired Marc-Andre Fleury. Goaltending problems have been solved for them,
Right.
essentially. Defense-wise, they have Spurgeon, bringing some extra grit to that. The only concern would be Marcus Foligno, but it's not that big.
It's like a physical player.
Yeah, but I don't think St.
Right.
Louis they're just not ready yet.
Okay.
They're just not the greatest team.
So my point to that is, how many 20-goal scorers does St. Louis have? Take a realistic guess. I wanted to guess this.
2 or 3?
20-goal scorers.
Yeah.
They have 9 players to 20-plus goals. St. Louis.
Damn.
Legit. Look, Tarasenko, 34. Buchnevich, 30. Buchnevich, 30. Kyrou, 27. Perron, 27. Barbashev, 26. Shen, 24. Saad, 24. O'Reilly, 21. Thomas, 20. Honorable mention, Justin Falk with 16. And then it kind of slows down. So that's your top 9 forward group. Everyone has 20 goals. 2 of them have 30. Which is a little bit weak considering some of the other teams with like a bunch of 40-goal scorers. But like, when your entire top 9 forward group, which I'm assuming that's their top 9 forward group, has 20 goals each.
Yeah. But the thing is, I just think the...
Okay, tell me, how many 20-goal scorers does Wild have? Just do the Wild have?
Let's check. I think the Wild are a better structured team overall.
Okay. How many 20-goal scorers?
They have a 47 goal scorer.
Well, yeah, okay. Outlier.
Okay, Kaprizov, Hartman, Fiala,
6.
Eriksson,
6.
Zuccarello, and that's still pretty good. That's
6 20-goal scorers, that's really good, but to 9? Imagine your third line of 15-goal scorers competing against a line of 3 20-goal scorers.
Yeah. Personally, I think these guys are a better structured team. They're better coached. They're just a more structured team. The way they played against the Flames...
Wait, just a second. So, you're talking about how they play against the Flames. Blues...
Killed the Flames too. Because I only saw the Flames games. That's what I'm looking...
Okay, don't look at that then. Because if you are, then you can't... I wouldn't count the 7-1 win for the Flames against the Blues as a thing, because the Blues were tired as hell.
Yeah.
They were playing Binnington, and they were literally, like, that was their worst game of the year.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm looking at, these guys are a more physical team. They have Jordan Greenway. They have Spurgeon.
Right.
They have Zuccarello. These are all I'm not sure about Zuccarello, but they have Marcus Foligno, but he's injured. That's the thing. They have Hartman.
Right.
These guys are a physical team. That's why I think they have the edge here.
Okay. I mean, you do bring up good points. So I guess Fleur and Talbot are both playing well as well. I do see your point, but I mean, for me, I think having 9 20-goal scorers, you can't get much better than that.
Oh yeah, you can't. That's true though.
I mean, and you also look at the playoff experience among that group. Tarasenko, Shen, Perron, like these are all cup champions with cup pedigree as well. Right? I think this is definitely a better roster. So, regardless, this is actually pretty long. This almost turned a bit of a mini podcast. I'm gonna give the invite here. Would you like to come to episode 7? Like talk at episode 7?
We'll see. I'm not sure.
After week 1 of the playoffs. Because this was pretty fun to do.
Possibly I'll come back. We'll see. If we get 5 likes on this video, I'll come back.
Well, okay. Putting out the like stuff. Not, you heard it. It wasn't me. It was SW who said that. Regardless. Thank you so much for joining us to do the playoff bracket. What do you guys think? Tell me your predictions. I would love to hear them in the comment section down below. Also, any other topics you'd like me to discuss in future podcasts, do let me know. So thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a great day. And I'll see you back really, really soon.